Washington, D.C. is the nation's capital. On this map, the Washington Monument is here, the White House is here, and the U.S. Capitol building is here. It sits a little more like this. If you draw a line from the White House straight to the Capitol, you'll see most of it goes along the road called Pennsylvania Avenue. This famous road connects the executive and the legislative branches of the government. This road is so important that Congress declared it a National Historic Site. This section of the road is full of important buildings and monuments. How many do you think we can find? Let's go visit the site! On the eastern end of Pennsylvania Avenue, we see the U.S. Capitol. The Capitol is where Congress meets to vote on new laws for our country. Right in front of the Capitol, you'll see our first monument, the Peace Monument. This monument was built in honor of the end of the Civil War.
This is the Peace Monument. It's also the starting of Pennsylvania Avenue.
Let's start up the road. First, we pass the Capitol reflecting pool. Soon, you'll see a weird creation out in the grass. It's actually an art exhibit that's a part of the National Gallery of Art. Across the street, there's a statue of General George Meade.
This is General Meade. He won the Battle of Gettysburg.
Behind General Meade, there's a courthouse for the U.S. District Court of D.C. Many important legal decisions are made here. Beside the courthouse, there's a park with a famous statue of chess players. At the end of the park, you can see John Marshall. He is the longest-serving Chief Justice in America. On the other side of the park is the Canadian Embassy. The embassy represents interests of other countries. This is the only embassy on this part of Pennsylvania Avenue. Across the street, there is the Andrew Mellon Memorial Fountain.
This memorial is dedicated to Andrew Mellon. Andrew Mellon started the National Gallery of Art.
And there it is! The National Gallery of Art is one of the largest and most visited art museums in the country. Right next door, we pass the Federal Trade Commission. The Federal Trade Commission protects people from businesses that lie or behave illegally. Across the street, you can see the Grand Army of the Republic Memorial. It is dedicated to the veterans of the U.S. Civil War. Take a break at the swinging benches and look over, and you can see the Temperance Fountain.
This is the Temperance Fountain.
This no longer has running water, but it used to offer access to cool water as an alternative to alcohol. Look across the street, and you'll see a statue of General Winfield Scott Hancock. Hancock was a hero in the Battle of Gettysburg. On the other side of the statue is the United States Navy Memorial. 26 bronze relief sculptures show all the things that Sea Services has done for our country. The Lone Sailor statue honors all the sailors who left their home to go out to sea. Look across the street and you'll see the National Archives. The National Archives has an original copy of the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence. Right in front is the Franklin D. Roosevelt Memorial Block.
President Roosevelt said, if you're going to make a monument of me, I want it to be a big stone block in front of the archives.
And that's exactly what he got. Walk across the street and you'll come to the U.S. Department of Justice. The Department of Justice is in charge of making sure everybody obeys the law. One of its agencies is just across the street. That's the Federal Bureau of Investigation, also known as the FBI. The FBI investigates and protects us from terrorism and major crimes. Continuing across the street, you pass the Internal Revenue Service, also known as the IRS. The IRS collects taxes from people in order to fund the government. Cross the street again and you'll see the old post office tower. This used to be a post office, but now it's a fancy hotel.
This is the old post office tower.
In front of the building is another statue.
This is Benjamin Franklin.
Inscribed around the statue, there are 4 words that describe Benjamin Franklin: printer, philanthropist, patriot, and philosopher. Now let's go up the tower.
We're going up the tower.
Up here, you can see Pennsylvania Avenue going all the way back to the Capitol. On the other side, you can see the Washington Monument. We're not done yet. Next up is a statue of Casimir Pulaski. Pulaski is a general from Poland who came to help America in the Revolutionary War. Right beside it is the Freedom Plaza. Across the street is a statue of Marion Barry. He served 4 terms as the mayor of D.C. Next to him is Alexander Shepard, who is considered the father of modern Washington. Go across the street and you'll come to the World War I Memorial. The World War I Memorial is its own unit of the National Park Service. We'll explore it more at a later time.
This is the end of Pennsylvania Avenue. We made it! Yay! And right behind us is the White House.
Finally, we reached the White House. The White House is home and office to the President of the United States. That's all we found on this trip, but there's more. Come see what you can find.